I cannot imagine the circumstances which would allow me to say, I'm moving to New York, or I'm moving one of my businesses to New York. I would never even consider it. If you're a New York resident, you ought to be thinking about moving out of state to a more tax-friendly state. It may be possible for you to commute to New York from a state where the taxes are less and still enjoy the benefits of working in New York, where the wages are higher. Pennsylvania is a likely choice because the real estate taxes in Pennsylvania are much less than that of New York. Also, the real estate values are much more affordable. So you're likely to be able to buy a larger house, have more of a backyard, and also enjoy the good schools that we do have here in Pennsylvania. New York is a wasteful state. Its government wastes your tax dollars on bogus business ideas and ventures that the governor has tried to put forth. Don't stay in a state that wastes your dollars. Come to Pennsylvania. When you visit Pennsylvania, an ideal place to locate is in Bucks County. That's where my farm is located, and I raise trees and shrubs. I also own ground in New York, and I could grow up in New York, and I could grow trees successfully in New York. In fact, I grow within a couple of miles of New York, but would never consider anymore moving any of my farming operations or my tree growing operations to New York because the tax situation there is so onerous. To give you an example, my son owns a property in Herkimer County, and it's 160 acres on a seasonal road. It's a woodlot. We specialize in trees and shrubs. It's entirely a woodlot. We grow timber on the site. He also owns another site of exactly 160 acres in Virginia, outside a little town called Covington. And that property there has a tax rate of $160 a year for 160 acres of ground. Meanwhile, his acreage in New York, the same amount of acreage, is over $8,000 a year. Now, why does he keep that ground in New York? Well, he keeps that ground in New York because his basis in the ground is so low. He bought it many years ago, and if he was to sell it, he'd have a large tax gain, and he'd just pay taxes out some other way. So we're going to keep the ground. He'll write off the interest because it's a business deduction, but we will say this. We will buy no more ground in New York. I myself own over 2,000 acres of ground in New York, and I am not going to buy any more ground in New York. I own tens of thousands of acres throughout the nation, and no longer will I consider buying any ground in New York. The government of New York is corrupt. It wastes your money. Move out while you can. Save your money. Put it someplace where it has better use. New York is not the place to be. And if you come to Highland Hill Farm and see our trees and shrubs and you just recently moved from New York to Pennsylvania, we will offer you a 20% discount as an extra incentive to move out of New York. We are here to help you and help you get what you need, and that's a better quality of life that costs you less. Call us at Highland Hill Farm for your tree needs at 215-651-8329. This is Bill. Thank you.